Welcome to part 6 in the interior modeling and rendering series. Today we're going to render our model in Lumion. The three main things you will learn is to add materials to surfaces, create interesting shadows with trees, and what render settings to use. Videos are posted every week, so don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, so now we're back into the next video of this series where we are going to render this scene that we've made. If you want to learn how to make this scene, go check out the first videos in this series. But yeah, so how we're going to render this today is in a program called Lumion. And so you want to go to your layers, and what we're going to do is we're going to assign each surface that has a different material with a different color, and then we're going to assign materials to those colors later in Lumion. It probably doesn't make sense now, but don't worry about it, it will make sense later. So I've just changed this to rendered view, and I can get rid of these lines. You don't have to get rid of these lines, they actually don't show up in Lumion, but they just annoy me when I see them in rendered view and there's just like a black line. Oh, is there another one? Oh, maybe it's just a shadow. Oh well. Anyway, so we're gonna keep this wall. Oh, they are the same layer. We don't want that. We might want the wall and the floor to be different. So, and right now they're connected. We're gonna move this down 200. And then we're also gonna Control Shift click, hold Alt, click that, and yeah, and so now we're gonna delete this. And can't really see the floor, but it's there. It's gonna come up 200. This is gonna come forward 200. Perfect. So now they are not connected, which is exactly what we want. So our floor is going to be our default layer. We'll rename this and call it floor. We'll leave that as its current material. Then we'll go wall. Let's rename this wall. Ooh. Select it, right click on this layer and go change object layer, and then we're going to go to this circle here that says material, and we're not going to worry too much about materials yet. We're just going to assign it a really crazy color, like, oh, maybe not that crazy, we'll go like gray. Cool. And you see how that changed the color here in the rendered viewport layer. And now this is going to be, I want that to be wood. I don't know what it's called. We're just gonna call it wood. So it might be like a timber later is what I'm envisioning. Cool. And we're gonna go change object layer. Ooh. And this can be brown. That looks more red than brown, but it really doesn't matter right now. And then this extrusion or poly surface. Oh yeah, so that's I'm gonna call that shelf. Cool. And then change object layer, change it to, I don't know, lavender. Literally any color, it doesn't matter, it's not gonna look like this later. And yeah, so just keep doing that to all the surfaces, and I'll speed up this part of the video because it's just the same thing over and over again. We're gonna create a box. And let's delete this wall. because it'll be part of our box. Cool. And then up 3,000. That's fine. And we'll bring this forward 2,000, and I'm gonna change this to ghosted. Yeah. So this floor, oh, we're gonna delete because we have a floor already. And we're gonna select the edge and also bring this forward 2,000. Perfect. Okay, so now you can see the inside. But this is basically our room, and the camera will be here on the inside of the room. Lovely. I can make a box doing that. So let's go like this. Go up. Push it in through here. Select Boolean difference. Delete input. Yeah, we want to delete the input. Enter. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, we're gonna do split. Cool. Now we can delete this, and it's given us a surface here, which is actually perfect. We're gonna go here. Enter. Select curve, go. Array curve. Select path. Items. Okay, 8. Actually, I was gonna have like grid windows, like having a lot of little panes, but maybe we'll be modern. And we'll have like some really large windows right next to each other. Perfect. Oh, hold shift. Hold alt. Bring these up. Let's say 50. Very cool, very cool. Okay. This we're now gonna split using these lines. Okay, so we don't want to delete them. We're going to change them to a different layer. Actually, we're just going to change object layer to windows. Oh, and those two as well. Windows. Change object layer. And then this is going to be glass. So it can be cyan. And we'll see that if we go to our rendered view. Okay, so now what you want to do is we're going to export this into Lumion. So Lumion takes collada files. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but you're going to go Control A. Oh, hello. Control O. Cancel. Oh, yes, always save. So Control A selects everything. And then we're going to go type save as. And from here, we are going to change it to collada. Where are you? Here we go. So collada.dae. And hit save. Save it wherever you want. Cool. And now you're going to open Lumion. Okay, now that you've opened Lumion, we're gonna go create new, and let's go plain environment. Just wait for that to load. Cool. So now you're gonna go to your content library, imported models, and you're gonna go place. And say import new model, and then just go to wherever you've located your model. Where have I located my model? and import it. Go OK. Cool, and now just place it wherever you want. Ooh, is she glitching? Oh, cool. So now, here's your box. And you can see you're inside of it like this. So we're going to go to materials and click on a material. You'll see that all the surfaces with the same color are all going to get the same material. So that got interior glass. This is also meant to be a glass, but it's the same as the floor. Okay, to fix a problem like this, where I want this tabletop to be glass and not the same as the floor, which will be concrete. Let me show you what I mean. If I change this to, let's say I just change it to a concrete like this. I don't want the floor to also be concrete. So we're just gonna go save changes, and then we're gonna go back to the Rhino file. Click on this material, and I want it to be a glass, but it might be a different glass from the windows. So I'm just gonna call it glass tables. Assign it a color. Change object layer, cool. And now go Command A again. Export. Colada. Markup 1. Save. And yes, you do want to replace it. And then come back to Lumion, hit this house button. Select this. And then select this redo button. And it's going to re-import your model. Okay, now you can see that the floor is concrete, but this is now blue. So if we go back to materials, now we can change it to a glass without changing the floor. Let's do a milky glass. Interesting. I kind of like a colored glass. Oh, cool. Wait, that's sick. It's like got a ripple pattern in it. I'm wondering if that's too much texture though for what I want to do. I kind of want like a, okay, for now we're just gonna do, oh, let's do this. Cool. So basically just keep placing textures how you want. Okay, so now we're going to add some trees outside, and if you go to weather, you can notice you can change what the weather looks like. We can change this again when we render it, but just for now, so that we see the fractured shadows, we put our trees out here. So we are going to some nature place, and now this is a really wide selection of trees. I'm gonna try a leafless tree. I don't know if I love the shadows. And it's going. Oh yeah. Something like that is cool. You can give it a few. Okay. It looks a little much, but something like this looks nice. Or it's just on the floor. Cool. Okay, lovely. Let's see how this looks like rendered. So I've already done a rendering here to test it, but I'll do it from scratch to show you guys how I did it. So you're just gonna move around in your scene, and let's say you want to be here. I don't want to see either wall, so we're going to try to adjust the focal length and move like this. Cool, that's pretty good. And then the aspect ratio is also 3:2 instead of 16:9. This is probably what was your default. I've changed mine to 3:2 so that it looks like this. And yeah. And then to save that view, you're going to click this button and it'll store the camera. And if you click in the viewport, it'll show you what it looks like right now. And right now it looks pretty terrible, but what we're going to try and get it to look like is something like this. Cool. So first, what did I use first? Sun, sky and clouds. Okay, so we're gonna go through this together, and we might do it a little bit differently because this is, I saved these settings from a different project. So yeah, first we'll go sun, so we can control, let's go custom style, change to realistic. Okay, that's already much better. Real skies. Yeah, that's fine. We're not seeing the sky, so it doesn't really matter. Let's go sun. Oh, it's right there. This will help us change our height, our heading, and the intensity. So just adjust it till you find something that you really like. I quite like this. Not really loving the intensity, so I'm gonna bring it down. There we go, it's a little better. I'm also going to adjust my view a little more. Why is it so hard to do this? It like moves a little bit too much. Okay, that's fine. We can crop this out later in post-production. Okay, cool. Now, I'm not loving how dark the shadows are. So this changes if they're exterior or interior shadows. So they're all interior, so we can bring that down. Bring the shadow brightness up a little bit. We want a little bit of omni shadow, but not too much. Bring that down. Yep, that's looking a little better. Ultra sharp shadows. Cool. Or just sharp. I like that. Or let's take soft shadows off. Now let's stick with sharp. I love the pattern that makes. And then cool, so this is already looking pretty good. What makes it a little bit better is the bloom effect. And you don't want to use this, you want to use it very sparingly. It just makes everything, actually I don't really know how to describe what it does exactly. It just makes everything, like all the materials, be a little brighter. So I can show you what it looked like without bloom. It looked kind of, I don't know, dark and damp. And now it looks a little brighter and happier. And then, what's another good thing to do? Chromatic aberrations. I don't think we need that. Oh, volumetric sunlight. That's a very good one. Volumetric sunlight. So that just like makes you see the sun rays. Right. Cool, so that's already looking so much better. As you can see the difference without, well, there's not like that much of a difference, but I really enjoy it. And then, we can go clouds. Oh, we can't use sky and clouds because we've got real skies in action. That's okay. We might, if we make this a little bit cloudier, that make much of a difference. Okay. No, I like that more. So that's so good to what we saw before. So originally it looked like this, and now with all of those settings, it looks like this. Okay, our next step is to oh, we could actually flip this. I really like that. That's cool. Adjust the focal length. The only reason why being portrait might be better is if you want to post this on Pinterest. Or on, if you want to make an animation or something and it's going on TikTok. Because just yeah, having it in portrait is a lot better if you're doing that sort of thing. Okay, cool. Now we want to put a painting on this canvas. Let's go back to building mode. And go to materials, click this canvas. We are going to go to a website called Unsplash. This has free copyright photos that I like to use. So maybe something like this could be cool. I don't know what this is. Okay, and then yeah, download something like this. Cool. And now when you come in here, going to go to texture, load map. You're going to go to your downloads and click on that photo. Wait. Cool. So now we've kept the texture and everything of what we had before, but now I've just added in a different image, and so we're going to change the map scale. Ooh. And then go to coordinates. We can do an offset, and then it'll change where the picture is. Cool, and now we have a picture. And if we go into photos, we can see it there. Going to add in some lights. So I'm gonna go to lights, place, and we are definitely going to have a line light coming from under here, because even though we gave this material a luminance, it doesn't want to shine for us, so we'll make the width a lot smaller and make the length a lot wider. Oh, don't want it to go outside. Oh, it doesn't really matter too much. And then let's make it like a warm white. Do you want to show the light source? Sure. We probably won't really see it anyway. Oh, come on. Okay, it was hiding. Let's maybe not show the light source, or maybe it will just help us. There we go. Turn that off. Now let's see if this does much. Okay, so I didn't do that much. So we're gonna turn up this brightness. Oh, see, there we go. Probably don't need it quite so much, so go like that. There we go. That is much better. Turn it down a little bit so it's not as obvious. And then we also want people to see this picture better. Oh, let's do an area light up the top. Click there. And we want this to target. This can show us where to target, so maybe we'll have it like angle like this. Go okay. Also make sure it's a warm light. Turn the brightness up. Let's see what happens. Much better. But I'm really struggling to see this image. And I also think that our walls are too, or maybe we will make this perfect white. And this as well. Let's see what happens, because we have a lot of warm white lights, which is making everything very cream. Let's make this light. Oh, let's make it come down a little bit. Oh. It doesn't want to like come down. Oh, is it? Oh, it's the green one. And maybe we will change this to a cooler color. Okay, I think that's better. I also don't like how the gold is showing up red here. So maybe, oh, went backwards. Maybe this material can be silver. Oh, or what? Interesting. Let's see how that works. Definitely much better. But this orange is throwing me off. It's a little bit too much of a pop of color because we've got a very bland scene going, so that'll also be why I make it like a grayish. Very cool. I've also given this material a luminance, so we'll turn that down. And you can't give glass a luminance, which is a little annoying. So this is actually plastic. We'll make that go like this, and reflectivity all the way up. Maybe a little bit metalness too. Can make it slightly opaque. I mean transparent, less opaque. Okay, a little too transparent. Oh, subsurface scattering. Yes, this is going to be an orange color. Let's make it like this and see what happens. Cool, that is much better. although it's not doing well lighting its surroundings. So we're gonna also place another light here. I'm not entirely sure what light to place, so I've put it inside it. Is make this wider and the light. Yeah, like this. Turn off that it's a light source. Make the brightness a little more. It's still not doing much. Oh, it isn't here. It's probably because the rest of the area is too light. What we are gonna do is soften the edges and give it a clear coat, because nothing has perfect sharp edges. So I don't know if I can show you the difference. Oh yeah, see how that's like really harsh, and now if I soften it a little bit, it just looks a little bit more like a canvas because they don't have like exactly sharp edges. And I'm actually going to do that with everything. It just makes your renders look a little bit more believable. Velvet scale. Let's give it no roughness, fur size, bending force, gravity force. Is that better? Yeah. There we go. And now let's see. That's so much better. Yeah, that's really nice. Although, oh, this is way too bright. Why is it so bright? Maybe we'll just take the color down to something like this. We will add something in this pot, like a little plant or some branches. Let's add could add like an entire leafless tree and make it small. Let's go with plants first. But I do kind of want something leafless. Oh, maybe some bamboo. I feel like that could be too much. Oh. It's kind of cute. Is it? Is it too green? No, I like it. Place some books. Let's type books. Something like this. Are they too big? I like that. They're a little bit large, though. Actually, you can also scale like this. Okay. I like that. And now the last thing that we are going to do. Oh, hyperlight. Enable and preview. Maybe turn this down a bit. Okay, that made things a little interesting. It made me aware that this was too bright. So make sure you've enabled hyperlight in your preview. Big bright light. You were too bright. And it's still too bright. Oh my goodness. Wait, is it maybe not the light that's too bright? It's not. Is it hyperlight? It is. I don't want it too bright. And now the last thing we're gonna do is go to reflection and make sure we've set this glass as a reflective plane. And it won't do the circle? No. So the circles are just not it, and maybe this has a bit of reflection as well. And also the floor will have reflection. Perfect. And then what you want to do with that is you're going to go ahead and render it. Click desktop, wherever you want to render it to. Name it. And save. Now depending on your computer's capacity for rendering, it'll be either really fast or slow. But that's it.